Hello and welcome to episode 2 of High Score. Man, I just got back from practicing on piano, not keyboard, but piano. I keep in the other room. Oh, for 30 minutes, just pounding on keys. My fingers are still throbbing. I'm still shaking. Oh, but man, is that fun. And I can only do that because I'm actually home alone. My folks left me here. Otherwise, I have no one to bother. No one to say, Christian, shut up. I mean, they're not that rude. More often than not, here's what I'll get. Christian, I love you. But please. Yeah. So what are we doing today? Today, I decided to tackle creepy... Well, actually, no, it's not just creepy. It's forest themes. And I'm going to be doing 2 forest themes in this episode. A creepy one, like I just let on, and a happy one. Forest dwellers, little wooden block people, like, that's Super Mario Galaxy 2, I'm thinking. It's quite funny because depending on the video game, sometimes in the same video game, you can get 2 different forests. Forests of darkness, death, and spiders. Spiders are a common theme in forests. Or a forest of happy, hospitable people that just want to be your friend. So as you can see, forests in video games can communicate vastly different moods, and I'm going to try to emulate both in today's episode. I'm going to get right into composing the Happy Forest theme. Happy forests in video games, let me think for a minute. A couple classics that come to mind, the Kokiri Forest from Ocarina of Time. From Wind Waker we have Forest Haven. From Super Mario Galaxy there was a tree-based galaxy. And, Banjo-Kazooie! Click Clock Woods having 4 seasons. What do these games' soundtracks have in common? Wood instruments. You may think it's a no-brainer, but percussive wooden instruments like claves. It's very common to score a cheery forest with woodwind instruments. Something about instruments like a flute evoke the feeling of forests so well. So I will be employing woodwind instruments in this track. And I am going to stay in woodwinds. I don't want to venture out into brass. I don't think that fits a forest. In recent times I've come to love the sound of a bassoon. The bassoon here is the first in the list of woodwinds that GarageBand gives. Sounds lovely. Oh, what? This bassoon is really calling out to me. Definitely has won its place in the song. I will pair it with a flute, perhaps an oboe, an ensemble of woodwinds. It's a little mischievous, like there's something rustling in the bushes, but it's not scary. But it's like a chipmunk, or a rabbit, and a young child is exploring the woods. It's warm. The bassoon is such a warm instrument. Again, hospitable. I'm going for a very warm and welcoming, hospitable forest. Let's look into the clarinet. I can't play the clarinet without thinking of forests again. And then the villain has entered the forest. I made the right choice starting with the happy forest. It's making me happy. I hope I'm not coming across as crazy, but this really makes me so happy. The sound when it works, and then you can hear it. It's such a great feeling to hear something work, to feel something build. That's what High Score is about right now. And now into the flute. I'll find a place for the flute. I just remembered, marimba. Perfect wooden instrument, very foresty. It's a no-brainer, of course I'm going to use marimba. This is when Link gets a call on his iPhone. Saria, why do you keep calling me? Whoa! I didn't even mean to play in the same key here. That's a happy accident. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's really cool. Am I one of those commercials? Marimba and ukulele, probably up there for the two most overused commercial jingle instruments. No, I've grown to be somewhat sick of ukulele. Very few songs can actually make me appreciate the instrument again. Just because of the commercials that overuse it. But marimba, I still love marimba. There are very, very few instruments I hate. By default, I pretty much love all instruments. I mean, even instruments a lot of people find annoying, like bagpipes. Love bagpipes. Bagpipes are great. Let's get that marimba done. Super simple marimba. Now, due to the fact that I've played all three woodwinds for you already, all that's left to do is just build them up. Onto the bassoon. The bassoon turned out pretty much exactly how I wanted it to, which is very nice. One thing I did notice is that I didn't give myself any room to harmonize with the clarinet, so I went and doubled up both the marimba and bassoon. Pretty boring, not worth showing on camera. The way I have it organized is first the marimba plays, then the bassoon joins, and then it all gets played again, but this time with harmonization with the clarinet. Currently have no plans on how I'm going to integrate the flute. I've got to find a home for it though. In the meantime, let's work on that clarinet. So I'm trying to create a harmonization for the bassoon. And I think it's alright. I don't think it fits the best though. Right here. I just had this thought. If I try it right here, what happens? This last half is where I don't like it, but it starts really strong in the beginning. This works, and I wouldn't have known that if I just wasn't playing around, if I hadn't answered the what if question. If there's any indication, it's a good thing to answer those musical what ifs. Victoria, could I get you to say that again? What did you think when I played my song for you, my in-progress song?
I said that's perfect. It gives me that exact, like, foresty, happy vibe. Like, I can see that in my head, like, the wacky characters talking, and you hear, like, the dialogue box, like, dude.
Wrapping my mind around how to harmonize with that clarinet, very difficult. I think I did a good job, though, all things considered. Now it's time for the flute to pull it all together, hopefully hold it all together is what I mean, and really wrap it up in a nice package. Whoa, what did I just do? That's a good addition. Well, that's all I need. I'm gonna put it in, let's hope it turns out alright. It was the same way in the last episode. I didn't know how both of the tracks were going to turn out until I placed the last instrument. I don't really know what the piece sounds like until all instruments have been accounted for. By far, the best part of this piece for me is when all three woodwinds are playing together. The bassoon, the flute, the clarinet. So I ultimately decided it does not need any further percussion. The marimba does everything I want. As it is, I'd say it sounds a little quiet, perhaps withdrawn, and I like that. So let's recap. What is our forest like? It is mischievous, curious, and also a little withdrawn, soft-spoken. One thing I wish I'd have done in last episode was actually name the tracks. Sure, I named them Racing Course 1, Racing Course 2, but I should have given it more thought. I think it's more fun that way. So, now that the Happy Forest theme is done, time to give it a name. Pokok Village, let's go with that. So with that, please enjoy the finished track. Okay guys, funny story. I started creating that creepy forest yesterday, and it was not a creepy forest in the end. It turned into a fire temple theme. With every instrument I placed, it got farther and farther from sounding like a forest, and you could hear the heat and the flames, and I just went all the way and I put in some Indian tabla drums, and well, basically I already have a completed track to begin episode 3 with, and I know the theme now, so, whoa, okay, I did the work for myself there. But now I have to completely start from scratch and make a real Creepy Forest theme. And I have an inkling this one might turn out pretty nice. Take a look at what I've figured out on the piano. Sounds a little like this. But I love this chord here. I like this, and I'm considering playing this live actually, because you know this piano is out of tune. Dare I say that's beneficial to a creepy forest, or anything creepy, anything haunted, right? Yeah, maybe like that. Now that is quite a hauntingly beautiful theme. Yeah, I'm kind of convinced. I want to play this live and add to it digitally, definitely. gave myself 2 days to work on this. The first day to learn how to play it, the second day how to learn to play it well. I was going for haunted with the piece I composed. I think it also sounds very sad. Now I can make up some context for this, like maybe you're feeling for someone who's died, or the sad state of the forest. It used to be something glamorous and it's been corrupted by evil. It's just barren, desolate landscape. And you just feel sad because you had a personal connection to this forest. So to me, 100%, I definitely believe that this forest used to be teeming with life, bright, happy, but has since been corrupted by the evil influences, the villain, or if you want to get abstract, just the abstract evil in the world. So as such, it's less, oh, that's the forest that's been creepy all the time. It makes me feel unsettled. No, it's not really an unsettling theme. It's more of a, I feel saddened by the darkness that's just taken over this forest. And that, in a way, is creepy. So it fits the bill. I'm going to count that. I'm thinking next I want to add a ghastly synth. Something spooky. Maybe some wind sound effects. Now, sound effects fall in a weird place for me. This is how I feel about them. I think I easily could have thrown in some rustling leaves or some birds cawing in the previous track. The point of this show is to make music that evokes those feelings, and using those nature sounds, I consider that complete cheating. Yes, birds will evoke the feeling of forests because they live in forests. That's not music. That being said, wind does not really communicate a place, it just communicates a feeling, right? So this isn't cheating, guys, because it will communicate the feeling of sadness as well as the feeling of being alone. So let's go do that. Well, that is pretty spooky. I mean, honestly, how I found it already, and that's, what, option number 4? Option number 4, Arctic Noise Lead. Hey, I used that in the first track. As always, there are multiple options here. Echo, fast drop. Sounds nice. Vocal. Oh yeah, that's pretty spooky, man. I like it, though. That sounds nice. Oh boy, time to go wild and mess around with things. Time to add the wind sound effects. Hopefully, that'll just be easily found on YouTube. Wind in the trees, 10 hours of natural white noise. Wind and rain. Huh. Rain is good too. Yeah. I'm gonna use that, that's good. So with that, I'm going to put in the rain and thunder and adjust the synth. It sounds kind of bad at this point. So really quick, like I did in the last episode, I doubled up the synths here. Gave the synth a buddy. Gives it more depth that way. And it sounds spooky. Okay, we're going into overtime for this one. Usually I limit myself to working on a track for 2 days, but this is actually the 3rd day of working on this. Just because I don't think it's complete yet. But I just came up with something that I think is really going to help it. Organ that's playing along with the piano. Wow, that organ really pushes it over the edge. I'm very glad I had the thought to add that in because it really, really helps the piece. As for what I'm going to name this piece, this literally just popped into my head. Chokoko. It also uses K's like the last name. Oh, there's one video on the topic. freaking weird. Never mind, I'm not gonna name my track after this. No offense, Mr. Vron with 0 subscribers. I kind of want to put haunt in the name, because haunted forest, that's generic. But blank haunt? Something haunt? Name after a person? Ooh, let's look up a person in Japanese mythology. Spirit. Now, you may enjoy the finished track. Thank you for watching another episode. This is the last episode of High Score I will create before I've begun my college classes. Now, as for the future of the series, it's not going to go anywhere, don't worry about that. It's just I'll have a little bit less time to work on it. It remains to be seen if the setback will be a day, 2 days, a week, and more often than not that'll change with time. But rest assured I will still be making the show, even through college. It's been years since I've done this last, but I'm actually going to plug my Twitter, which I just recently started using again. Like, the last time was 3 years, and I'm going to use the Twitter to let you know how the shows are going. High Score and any other project I'm working on, if that's a original composition unrelated to the show, a vlog, what else do I do? And that's it, really. I'll post about it there. P.S. I'm about to say my Twitter handle wrong, but the real one is on screen. Thank you. So you can follow me at Ambitious Filmmaker. I said at with like a southern accent there. You can follow me at Ambitious Filmmaker. Well, you can tell me how good that was. Leave a comment or something, I don't know. That's about it. Please look forward to episode 3 where we're going to look into some fire temple themes or other fire related themes. I'll figure something out. Thank you for watching. Gotta prepare for college. That's 100% clarinet, by the way. Very interesting effect. Oops, sorry.